Amazon agrees to buy podcast startup Wondery. Did you know podcasts are a big deal?
Yeah, I've heard things.
You got any offers yet in the inbox there for Lou Later? Amazon,
checked.
Amazon, Spotify. No, actually, nobody.
Possibly.
They don't want to hear that. See, the audience here knows that
Sell out.
you can find it. You can find Lou Later anywhere.
Yeah.
You can find Lou Later
Available everywhere.
everywhere, man. I
You
think
know.
we put it everywhere. It's pretty much everywhere, right? Apple Podcasts,
everywhere, but,
Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Stitcher, YouTube. Did I say YouTube?
I guess the big names.
I guess we're everywhere. I don't know if we're on Amazon or not.
We should add that.
Yeah, we probably should. Anyway, Amazon Podcast. But yeah, I like the idea of being everywhere, being accessible. But obviously, there's some money getting thrown around.
Uh-huh.
And it's been mostly reported on the Spotify side.
Yeah.
You giggling over there? What's going
How
on?
much would you sell this podcast for?
500 million.
Knew you were gonna say something like that. Yeah.
Most of it's been
I
on the
agree, by the way.
Spotify side. They purchased the Rogan podcast. They purchased the Gimlet podcast company, and they purchased the Ringer
Ringer, yeah.
sports podcast series of podcasts. But we haven't heard as much from Amazon. But it appears they want to play the game, and so they purchased this podcast startup Wondery. Now I don't know if you listen to any of these type of podcasts, but they specialize in the true crime type storytelling with the editing and the sound effects. It's almost more kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would. It's dramatic and it's less conversational. But anyway, that's what they specialize in, and I guess Amazon wants a piece of that. Now, we obviously talked earlier in the show, Amazon has the Audible product. They do books and audiobooks, and so that kind of fits.
Uh-huh.
The price of the deal has not been disclosed. However, Wall Street Journal reported that the talks had valued Wondery at more than $300 million.
Well,
So that's not nothing. That's a few dollars, and I'm sure they sat there and they said to themselves, all right, we'll become part of Amazon, no big deal. So if you're one of these listeners of any of these podcasts, whether it's, they got a podcast on Wondery called Dr. Death. Doesn't that just pique your interest, Willie D?
oh yeah.
Season 2.
That's kind of cool. There's seasons in there now.
Yeah, I think you got seasons in there. So people are really thinking about the podcast medium and doing different things with it.
Yeah.
And I find that interesting.
It's a whole category.
Yeah, they got a lot of podcasts going on.
Or
Now
many
they're part of
categories.
Amazon. Now you can find them on Amazon. It'll likely be exclusive. And that's what happens with these deals. And that's when the customer sometimes is like, well, I got to have all these different platforms now. And I can see some of the frustration on that. And
Yeah.
you and I were talking about Rogan's podcast earlier today. It was saying, oh man, it's a weird habit breaker to like have to open an app that I'm currently not opening. Like Spotify, I'm using YouTube Music, so I'm not already in. If I was already in Spotify, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But I just go to the podcast app or Google Podcasts or Pocket Casts or whatever podcast app you use, and Rogan's not there anymore.
Uh-huh.
He's kind of shocked to the system. He's been there for so long. Benefits and drawbacks, Benefits and drawbacks.
Yeah.